right, so R. Kelly now? R. Kelly and Michael Jackson?
R. Kelly
they
and
kind of
Michael
like
Jackson.
cross. They kind of cross.
It's music. It's all the same.
Music. So, Leaving Neverland.
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch it.
Read all about it.
Yeah,
read
most
articles about it.
What they were saying. So.
And R. Kelly did his interview this week. That's a mess.
His interview, yo.
Yeah.
Whenever he's yelling, he sounds like he's about to start singing, bro. Like straight up, I don't know what it is. It just like
I wasn't expecting that. Like I literally woke up on Instagram and I was like, "Oh, R. Kelly did an interview," and then that's like the first.
Yeah, of course. That's like the highlight. And then Gail's like, Rob, instead of R. Kelly. I would have like R. Kelly. Come on,
R. Kelly was all standing up.
Yeah.
Like, y'all killing me.
Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my film.
Robert.
30 years. Yeah, Gail's just like calm. She's like, Rob. Like she doesn't even say calm down. It's like Rob. And then that other dude comes. He looked like he was trying to get a glass of water. He didn't look like he was trying to calm R. Kelly down whatsoever. He looked like he was trying to get donuts or something. Yeah.
This is about to
and that was his publicist, supposedly. So, Leaving Neverland, so I didn't watch it because one of the things is we talked about already. We heard all that stuff before. There's a lot of this stuff about Michael Jackson. And they're all allegations that have never been proven being true.
Yes.
We've all, we heard this before. So why do I feel the need to watch something that was done a few years back and just watch it now in a higher quality or some shit? No, I'm not doing that.
It's not
why they do, it's like what everyone say, why are they doing this now? Like, Michael Jackson died how many years ago?
2009, I believe.
Like, nah, I'm not with that.
So, from what I was reading, especially this morning, the two guys that were involved in this documentary who came out with the allegations, both of them originally said that Michael Jackson never did anything to them.
Yeah.
They lied. Secondly, one of the guys was supposedly trying to get a job on one of Michael Jackson's, after he died, one of his, I think it's a Cirque du Soleil show.
Yeah.
And he didn't get it. Then all of a sudden, I think it's 2013, he tries to write a book saying that Michael Jackson now did supposedly molest him for about 7 years. Book deal didn't happen. Nobody wanted to publish the book. Then he's filing a lawsuit against Michael Jackson's estate. And the second guy, who from way back when, I think he was one of the first people, all of a sudden realized he could be in on this lawsuit and was like, oh yeah, I guess I was abused too. And then this documentary comes out. And the creator of the documentary supposedly didn't want to interview anybody else because it would compromise the vision of the documentary. So you take all these things into account. A lot of people, when I was reading, even before it came out, they were saying that this thing was biased and it was one-sided. So knowing all of this information, it's like, how can you really watch this stuff and say, look, we need to, I hate using this word, we need to cancel Michael Jackson.
I hate cancel. Let's cancel this. Bro, it's just woke. I never liked that term. Bro, you're woke. She's what? No, I don't like that.
I know how I feel about a particular section of Twitter.
I can't stand that, bro. It's corny. This shit's just corny.
It's corny and it's based off of raw emotion, not logic for the majority.
So that cancel thing, it's and it's just what we were talking about with the R. Kelly thing. It's everyone's attacked the black entertainer.
Yes, and they use other black entertainers or celebrities as the sword and the shield to charge against other black entertainers accused of anything. We see it with Oprah. being the host of
Oprah.
this
She doesn't need to do that. Oprah's a goddamn billionaire, so I don't know why she need to do that.
And then it's John Legend. A huge problem with him as of late.
Yeah.
Because he's come out as the champion spokesperson.
He speaks about everything.
Speaks about
He speaks about everything.
The same John Legend that condemned R. Kelly and is now in a radio, some interview, was saying, how could you not believe the accusers for the Michael Jackson thing? Yet he hasn't spoken a damn word about Harvey Weinstein, yet you see him all up in pictures smiling
with
Harvey Weinstein. So it's like...
That's disappointing, bro.
It's disappointing when...
I don't want to, like, start being ignorant, just start calling it, because I'm mad. I'm mad at John Legend. I'm like, bro, no, I'm not. Like, it's been... I just disagree. I completely disagree. And the problem I have with John Legend is it seems like he doesn't have a backbone whatsoever. He just wants to just ride the wave with everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never really respected anything John Legend has said. Like, no offense, I'm not saying that like as a bad thing, because I just don't look up John Legend interviews or anything. But like whenever he does catch like headlines or anything, it's never really impactful. He always goes with the grain. He never says anything that needs to be heard. That's all I'm saying. It's like, well, so
now we need to unpackage the next part of that. With that said, it's like, why do we look at entertainers as our spokespeople about these issues? I think in part of it is because our older entertainers who used to be athletes and
they were
musicians,
heroes. They
were people that actually spoke out about injustices and were more so like, especially when we look back now, on the right side of history opposed to everybody who's like doesn't really stand for much outside of like
money,
outrage, cult, and money.
Money.
Like,
that's what a lot of these entertainers, like the ones back in the day, you would never catch them doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they were flawed people.
They were flawed.
I don't want to make it seem like they were flawed,
perfect, but a lot of them were like, they were heroes. Mm-hmm. And they stuck together. That's the thing.
Yeah,
a lot of them
did stick together.
They really stuck together.
They weren't so. It wasn't so easy to find other celebrities to just come outright and condemn other people. Like, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of the time we rush to judgment. Look at the Jussie Smollett thing. A lot of celebrities came out and now they have egg on their face.
But
a lot of them, I don't recall really any of them coming out and say like, "My bad, I fucked up."
Yeah.
You know,
it's one of those things where it's just like
they're just gonna keep their mouth shut and keep it moving. And I think that's a big problem. Is like you have to have accountability. If you're gonna throw a stone and you get caught and you threw it at the wrong person, you should be like,
I messed up. I messed up. I don't think anyone will go like, "That's wrong." You shoot like people want to attack you for admitting that you were wrong.
Yeah, but you have to be able to first admit that and first tell people. And now I'm going to segue this part into an important piece with the R. Kelly thing. R. Kelly, and even to Michael Jackson, they had people that were enabling them. What I mean by that is you have a lot of yes people around you.
Yeah.
So whatever R. Kelly was doing, R. Kelly wasn't doing in a bubble. He had to have people that were in his studios, in his house, that saw what was going on and chose not to say anything or continued their relationship with him knowing what he was doing. No different than Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
He has people in the house. At some point, you can be like, "Oh, well, yes, we were telling them all this stuff," because with the R. Kelly thing, it's like, what we saw from the documentary, those girls could have left at any point they wanted.
One of them did leave.
I think it was like two of them. It was
just straight up. It was like, "All right, bye guys, I'm leaving." They had their phones with them.
They had their phones with them. That old lady, she dipped.
And then one of them would recruit. And what comes with recruiting is you going out.
You weren't held against your will. Michael Jackson's situation, it's like parents chose to let their kids stay there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure somebody was in Michael Jackson there from 1993 till the point he had his trial in 2004 for other stuff, telling him, "Yo, Mike, it's not a good look to keep having kids sleeping here and in Neverland Ranch." We have to be able to hold these guys accountable and separate the music from personal responsibility. And that requires not only you being able to tell them what you're doing is right or what they're doing is wrong, but them also being able to take that in and be like, yo, what I'm doing is right and what I'm doing is wrong. And that's why I don't like John Legend them speaking out on these situations, because they pick a side and they forget all these other...
There's no gray.
Exactly.
They think there's no gray into this when there is a gray.
There's always a gray.
It's difficult. Like, how I explain, it's like, it's just a shitty situation. It's like both of them made the best music, one of the best music of all time. Mm-hmm. But it just unfortunate that R. Kelly's a pedophile.
Yeah.
What can you do? That's not your fault.
Yeah.
That's not, like, it's just one of those, it's just like with food. Just like with eating wings. It's just like the other day, vegans. It's all of us, there's always a choice.
Explain the vegan thing, because I feel like
vegan thing, it's like when people say vegan, I'm not trying to shit on vegans or anything.
Yeah, so
but in terms of you guys saying that like meat people kill a bunch of animals, there's still a lot of killing that goes involved with harvesting and creating that food. If let's say a section of land, if any creature like a rabbit for example, but it's mostly like deer, you gotta like kill a bunch of them anytime they come, which is not uncommon because it's farmland. So that's their habitat. Yeah. They're close to their habitat. You gotta kill all of them.
Or
you gotta kill rabbits.
Them, yeah.
Then you gotta disperse them. Then you gotta do the pesticide thing, which kills a bunch of insects, and insects are not irrelevant. They still benefit to the ecosystem. So you're killing a bunch of that. All I'm saying is we're just tragic people. It's unfortunate what we have to do.
Yeah.
And you can't...
Not saying that R. Kelly has to do it. It's just the
in terms of like listening to his music and deciding. Let me be clear. I'm not saying get along with this pedophilia shit, because that's
absolutely wrong. Somebody
in terms of either like not listening to his music or listening to his music. It's just an unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It is. And whatever
you're not a bad person if you listen to the music.
Yeah, and whatever you decide to do, that's really on you. That's what we're saying. It's not a black and white situation, because a lot of people will use this excuse about, oh, well, R. Kelly wrote music for your other favorite artists. Are you going to cancel them too? That is just an asshole way of saying, hey, look, he wrote for other people, so are you going to stop boycotting them too? So we should do absolutely nothing. That's where their end argument is. And it's like, I can see the shit that you're trying to pull right now. You don't want to do anything, so this is your scapegoat excuse. No, you don't have to go to his concerts. You don't have to listen to his music. You don't have to buy his album. Like I was saying, what you do now that you know about R. Kelly, because a lot of people didn't know, that's what people are keeping out. Yeah. It's like people heard rumors, but a lot of things weren't put in context from the documentary, and now people can go back and actually research this stuff and be like, you know what, this dude's pretty fucked up. I don't want to do anything. What you do now is what matters.
Yeah.
And I think like a lot of people just need to process that. But it's just like with the MJ and the R. Kelly thing, it's like everybody, I would just implore you to actually take time out of your day, maybe a half an hour, and go and type it into Google and research it before you comment. I hate people that just talk out of their ass because they read something on Facebook, or they're just reading comments, and they have, like, so many people are headline readers. And just comments, they read the headline and run to the comment section, knowing absolutely nothing. And then that's how misinformation spreads, and just dumb thoughts keep getting dumber and dumber.
It's like, the thing is, how I see it is like, R. Kelly needs to pay for like the pedophilia.
Yeah. R. Kelly needs to pay. The MJ thing.
Michael Jackson thing, he needs to pay if it's proven he's guilty.
But
if he's not proven, every evidence has not been proven.
There's been no physical
There's no
evidence.
fact to any of these allegations. So I think this is way different than the R. Kelly thing.
And Michael Jackson's dead.
He's dead. Immortalized. There's
nothing to get.
You're just ruining a bunch of stuff.
There's no justice to get. And the people seeking justice are liars. So So who are these people like, yo, we need to stop listening to...
And that's the thing that I keep getting pissed off about with John Legend. He don't look shit up. Clearly. Because you looked it up.
Yeah, I looked it up. I looked it up and I could find that there was stuff not right with it.
Yeah, there's stuff not right with it, but you're willing just for watching the two parts to it. The facts are there, so I don't see how they're not lying. Bro, all you need to do is go on Google and search it. That's why it's like, yo, I don't respect people like that who don't do research on just basic shit that you should look up.
Because most people be like, I don't got time for that shit. You absolutely do. If you got time to comment,
if you're gonna speak on something that important, you should know that something's important with this.
Exactly.
Like, come on, bro.
Any and everything that you have the fucking gall and the balls to speak on, I would expect that you did a decent modicum of research before you just speak your opinion on it. Because otherwise, your opinion is based on nothing but how you feel.
Yeah.
And not knowing anything about that particular situation. And that's the problem with entertainers, because we put them on such a high pedestal.
Like they know.
We assume that they know.
Know a lot of stuff, but they're like regular people, man.
They are.
They just got more money than us. Like, just like, that's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
They don't know that much. Don't get me wrong. Some of them do know. Obviously, if you're human, you know a lot of stuff, but you could know more. And I feel like a lot of these celebrities need to, I'm not saying don't speak out about anything. They just need to do their research. Don't be ignorant.
Reading is fundamental.
You gotta know the full story now these days. You can't just say something real quick. Look at the Jussie Smollett. Or Juicy Smollett, or I don't know, Juicy Smollett or whatever.
Yeah, he's gotta get called Juicy. He doesn't deserve his real name anymore.
Yeah, he don't deserve it. He's a bum, bruh. What a bum. Come on
yeah,
now.
imagine if it turns out that he was telling the truth. I don't know how that would happen.
And now, like,
that'd be crazy, but
the whole world would flip out, bro. The whole world just...
That would be the greatest prank of all time.
Yeah.
Like, God's, like, irony. Yeah.
That shit would be crazy.